Señora del Camino, muéstrame la vía para llegar al Padre al lado de...
Well, hello everyone. It's just about 25 to 1 here in Los Templarios de Terradeos. If you're following on the map, you'll see where it is if you've got the interactive map. And a few more pictures today because it wasn't raining. So it was raining yesterday, so my phone was in a plastic bag in the rucksack, so I didn't really want to take it out too often. So let me see. Yesterday, after I did my blog, I had a rest, and then I had a lovely conversation for about an hour with the lady who owned the place where I stayed yesterday. Was called Lourdes, and her sister was called Maestra. And so we had a conversation for about an hour, which was really good because it really helped with my confidence with Spanish, because there isn't as much opportunity to speak Spanish on the Camino as I thought there would be. I remember this from the last time. In France, yeah, it's all French, but in Spain, often English is the main language. So it was just wonderful, and she really helped me, and she was very complimentary about my efforts at speaking Spanish. And then Michael arrived as we were going to celebrate Mass. He joined me for Mass. Then I went to his albergue where they had a menu del dia, and that was a really nice place he was staying last night. So I was glad, because he'd had a bit of a tough dome the night before when I'd had a single room. And to be fair, I did say, because there were two beds, I said we can sort it out with them and I'm happy to share. But he said he was already sorted out. But I did feel sorry for him for that. So it was good last night, and we had a lovely meal. He is going, he couldn't stay where I'm staying tonight. That was booked up, big groups in on the way. Could see that walking today. So he's going to go a slightly different way, but hopefully we'll meet up again in Leon, which will be great, and that's the nature of the Camino. I wasn't expecting to get the chance to get to know people at all with running and with going longer distances. So this has been a real gift from God, to have that companionship, and seen a lot of other people as well. On the way today, I saw Paul from Edinburgh, who I'd met yesterday, and Amanda, the vicar from Cornwall. So you see these people, and then others just appear out the blue, which is great. So I had a good prayer time last night, and then a good sleep, good solid sleep, and then I had breakfast. The place I stayed had a couple of rooms for pilgrims, and then the rest were for people who work locally. So they all had their breakfast, and then I had my breakfast. So I haven't seen television news, but there was a TV on in the corner. So I was really praying for peace today, and as I was running today, praying for peace, and I'm sure you all are as well. So remember that as part of all of this. And one of the schools in Rochdale had done a supporting message for me, which was great. So Kath Ansley, who's Caritas Schools, sent me that link. So they're really good. They keep you going. The messages, and knowing that you're all praying for me, which is great. So today, I like to think, sometimes when there's a big event on, a big sporting event or something, they have somebody there talking about the conditions. Well, yesterday was rainy and windy and pretty tough for everyone. Today, it's been the wind, and it's been a very strong wind, but it didn't rain. It threatened to rain for a bit, but it didn't rain. But it was, put it this way, the first it was 32k that I ran today. The first 23 were a strong headwind. So, and it was very flat, very straight. I mean, just a straight line, so you could see it going on forever, and just wind against. So that really, it's part of the Meseta, you know, and it empties the mind. There's no distractions. It's a real challenge, so I was praying for everybody, and so really, you know, when I'm thinking of some of the stories, some of the people, you know, great courage, great character that they're taking on, going along, well, any stretch of the Camino. So this is 4 days in now. When it got to about just before 23k, I was thinking, oh, it'd be good to see a change. I could see some trees, and I thought that looks like we might be turning now, and it could just help, and it did, because then we just dropped into a tiny descent into a village. So I stopped and had a green tea. I seem to be drinking a lot of green tea at the moment, as well as fully leaded coffee, but I'll come back off that when I get back. And I had a pan au chocolat. So that, I mean, breakfast this morning was cheese and ham and everything. But I'll eat anything at the moment. I mean, I don't know how many thousand calories I've burnt off today. It's about 40,000 steps I've done so far. So, and I was talking to an American lady. These conversations are great. People are just happy to strike up conversation. I said, oh, we go halfway soon. She said, oh, it was back there. So I've missed it. I was going to do a YouTube thing, and I expected there to be lots of people taking photos and everything. I guess with the weather being tough, we just kept moving. So we're over halfway on the Camino Frances. I took a picture about 3 kilometres from where I'm staying, and it said, it's under 400 kilometres now. So each little bit, still a long way away, so I'm still very much concentrating on a day at a time. Otherwise it would be overwhelming thinking about it all at once. And this is the 20th day of running now. 2 rest days and 20 days running. 2 more to go on the Meseta. I need to check the weather forecast again. It was storms for tomorrow with 40-mile-an-hour winds, so we're going to have to be sensible with that as to how we approach that, to make sure that we keep going through the storm. It may be that some of it's already blowing through today. It feels a lot more windy than it said it was going to be. Anyway, we just with each bit. I'm safely arrived for today. My bag hasn't arrived yet, but I'm very hopeful it will. So I'm about to have some lunch and get a shower, have a rest and say some prayers, recharge the batteries and check all the bookings looking ahead. So keeping you all in my prayers, and Señora del Camino, pray for us.
I just can't give up now. I've come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me that the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me.